and welcome to the latest episode of the Racing PodBlast with me, Tony Mack, and Ben Aiken from Narrowing the Field. And we're off to the all-weather this weekend as we cover 3 races from the Northumberland Plate Day at Newcastle before closing out the show with our Euros top, middle and bottom special. Racing first as always, off to Newcastle we go. The first of 3 races under analysis, the Chipchase Stakes at 204. Welcome along, Ben. Award nominated, Ben, and can you start us off with that one?
Yeah, both award nominated.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's your Geordie accent's obviously a lot better than your Scottish accent, by the way, which it should be. Newcastle this weekend for us. From the regal surroundings of Royal Ascot last week to the dirty backwaters of the all-weather this week. To be fair, we cover lower league Scottish football, so I probably shouldn't slag off all-weather racing. But yeah, Chipchase Stakes this week. Start us off, and I'm looking at a short list for this one of Montasib, Ramazan, and Pop Master. And Montasib, he returns to Newcastle for the first time since his racecourse debut as a 2-year-old in 2020. A race he won by a neck. He's trained by Willie Haggis. He's won the last 2 renewals of the Chipchase, so he'll be looking for a Chipchase hat trick with Montasib. The 6-year-old should be suited by these conditions. Over 6 and 7 furlongs in fields of 11 or less, and on his first, second or third run of the season, he's 5 wins from 6. So Montasib definitely high in my thinking for this. Ramazan, he's making his all-weather debut here. He's run some massive races and some valuable handicaps in the past year. He's finished a close second in the Air Gold Cup last season off a mark of 101, and a close second in the Victoria Cup at Ascot this season off a mark of 105. His trainer, Richard Fye, he's yet to win the race since it's been on the all-weather, but he did win it a couple of times when it was on the turf, so potentially I've had this race penciled in for Ramazan for a while. Potmaster, he's the other on my shortlist. He returns to the all-weather for the first time since May 2022. He does have some solid all-weather form to his name. He's 2 wins and 2 close-up placed efforts from his 4 previous all-weather starts. He's potentially interested in returning to an all-weather surface here. Also has conditions in his favour. Over 6 furlongs in fields of 11 or less and from breaks of more than 14 days. He's 5 wins and 4 places from 10 starts. So I think Potmaster could go well at a price, but I'm going to plump for Montasib for me. His conditions he enjoys. Haggis will have him primed for the job as he goes looking for his 3rd Chipchase on the bounce. So Montasib for me. Tony, what have you got for the Chipchase?
Yeah, he's on my short list, mate. Yeah, definitely. William Haggis and Kieran Fallon teaming up on the 6-year-old gelding. Only beaten 4 lengths at York in a Group 2, and as you said, more suited to a Group 3 company here. 2, I'm going at a big price. Quite surprised that both of us are leaving out Kinross, who is currently the favourite for his seasonal debut. But on the other one on my shortlist, which I don't know whether to play yet or not, is Spycatcher. Clearly better than that run at York back in May when he was 11th of 14. 11th of 14, but beaten 6 3/4 lengths. So obviously a bunch finish happening there at on the Knavesmire. The 2 at the bigger prices I'm going for is Ballymount Boy, who's currently 18-1 with Coral. Wathnan Racing, of course, they cleaned up last week at Royal Ascot. Clearly something amiss on seasonal debut at Newbury, finishing finishing last of 11, beaten 15 lengths. It was 7-1 that day, so he was quite well fancied. Higher in the betting than lower in the betting. That was on the 20th of April. He's been given time to recover. Excellent 2-year-old season behind him. Much better expected from Ballymount Boy, and I think 18-1 is a little bit too big for Coral. I'm pretty sure at 2:05 tomorrow he won't be 18-1. The other one I'm going each way is Willem Tree, or Twee, distance winner. James Fanshawe trains, Danny Muscat rides. All his best form is on the all-weather, which he returns to today. He's a gelding by Ribchester, and he got Wasn't liking the turf really at Newbury over 6 furlongs back in May. 9th of 11th beating 8 lengths, but he's got some good form on the all-weather, including 2 wins at Lingfield and Kempton in November last year. So Willem Twee at around 12-1, Ballymount Boy at 18-1 for me in the Chipchase Stakes. 2:35 at Newcastle, 14 runners going to post. The festival's, the Jennings Bet Festival Northumberland Vase Handicap, which is a consolation race for the Northumberland Plate. Ben, your thoughts on the 2:35?
Yeah, some interesting stats worth mentioning for races over 2 miles on your weather at Newcastle. Looking at 2 mile contests and concentrating on races with 12 or more runners, that gives us 45 races. Of those 45 races, 20 were won by a horse breaking from the top quarter of the draw. So 44% of the races were won by a horse coming from the top quarter of the draw. At the opposite end of the scale, only 5 of the 45 races were won by a horse breaking from the bottom quarter of the draw. So only 11% of the races were won by those in the lowest quarter of the draw. I wouldn't necessarily say it's a huge negative to be coming from down low, but it certainly seems a positive to be breaking from the top quarter. Top quarter also supplies the highest percentage return with placed horses. So some draw stats to factor into things there. As for the race itself, I've got a short list of Alphonse Legrand, Belgo Prince, Chilly, and Have You Missed Me? Alphonse Legrand, worthy favourite for this after his easy win in the Chester Plate last time out. Up £8 here, but probably not beyond him. Got a good draw up high in this. I don't see any glaringly obvious negatives for him. I can't really put anyone off him, in all honesty. Won't be surprised if he wins, but his presence in the field does push most of the rest of them out to a value sort of range, which is good because most books are paying 4 places. So it's a race I'd be happy to take a swing at something at bigger prices. And that one would be Have You Missed Me from the Ian Jardine. The 6-year-old finished second in this race 2 years ago off a £6 higher mark. That was behind Zoffy, who is one of the fancy runners in the Northumberland Plate this year. And Zoffy's a horse that after beating Have You Missed Me 2 years ago, went on to run many big races of higher marks, including a second in the Chester Cup, and then he won the Chester Cup last time out this year. Have You Missed Me himself, he won over this course and distance later that season from a £7 higher mark than what he runs off here. So he's got plenty back class and course form to call upon, as well as the fact he's currently on a very winnable mark. If you look at Have You Missed Me in handicaps from marks of 85 or less, in the June to September period, you see he has 4 wins and 4 placed efforts from 9 starts. So those are the conditions he meets with on Saturday. It looks worth a crack at 14-1 or bigger. There's actually some 16s and 20s going about for Have You Missed Me? So an each-way swing at Have You Missed Me is what I am going for in this. I do think Alphonse Legrand may prove tricky to beat, but at the prices, Have You Missed Me? What you got, Tony, for the Northumberland Vase?
Yeah, it's a difficult one. I mean, you can let people into a secret here, Ben. Because I'm going to ask you how long. I'll tell you what happened with me last night. I'd got to 45 minutes on this race, and I was like no further forward from 45 minutes earlier. I was pulling my hair out. I don't know how long you know when you spend. How long is it when you realise you've spent too long on a race?
When I lose track of the time.
Yeah.
I think with this one, I did the Chipchase. I came onto this one, and then after I don't know how long, I thought I'm going to come back to it. And I went and did the Northumberland Plate, and then I came back to this one. So yeah, I'm probably in the same sort of book.
Well, yeah. I've got 2. I've finally came down on 2, and confidence is about 25%, I think. So I have, and then actually that's gone to 5% because one's drawn in 1 and the other's drawn in 3. So I've got the last 4 winners were rated at least 83 in this race, actually between 83 and 88. And there's two rated at 83 here. Legendary Day, two at the top of the handicap. Legendary Day for Adrian Keatley. Mark Wynn takes off £3. He's around 16 to 1. He's got cheek pieces on and he's drawn one, unfortunately. And he won at Southwell earlier this month. Over 2 miles. I think he can go well at that price. Legendary Day and Single for Jack Shannon and David. I nearly said Jack Charlton there for some reason. David Probert in the saddle. He's around 16 to 1. And the Sweet Partnership as well. Blimey. I should be in that. Given a bit of Teenage Rampage and Ballroom Blitz and all that. And he's got not so much good form on the, or she rather, mare by Nathaniel. Could be interesting on all weather here for Jack Shannon, David Probert, and last seen finishing 5th of 7 at Newmarket. But earlier this month, she did win at Nottingham over just about 2 mile, 1 mile 6 furlongs, beating 5 rivals 3/4 of a length off a £5 lower mark. So I'm having a each way swing here as well, mate. Legendary Day. Course winner, a winner over a similar trip at 16 to 1, and also Single for trainer Jack Shannon at 16 to 1 as well in that one. 3:10, moving on to the big one of the day at Newcastle, the Jennings Bet Northumberland Plate Handicap, and it is over to you, Ben. What do you think of this one? It's 20 runners, blimey. Best of luck, mate.
Yeah, the ninth renewal of this on the all-weather track in Newcastle, and again I've a couple of interesting trends to factor into things. At the draw side, again, only one horse has managed to win or place from the bottom quarter of the draw. That's going to be stalls 1 to 5. So of the 32 winning place horses, only one has managed to do anything from the lowest stalls. 6 of the 8 winners were drawn in stalls 10 or higher. Well, nothing from the 2 widest stalls yet, but they have managed to fire in a few placed efforts from the high numbers, very high numbers. Also worth noting that all 8 winners won or were beaten no more than 6 lengths on their last start before running in the plate. 7 of the 8 winners won or finished second last time out. And 7 of the 8 winners were running from handicap mark at least £5 higher than their last winning mark. So ideally, you're looking for a horse on an upward curve as opposed to one that was slipping back down the weights. I wouldn't be too hard and fast with the £5 above last winning mark, though. At the second last year was £3 above his last winning mark, and the third was £4 above his. So basically, a horse on the up is what the race generally suits. Throwing those stats together, I'm looking at a shortlist for the Northumberland Plate of Trooper, Bizdy, Zuffy, One Smooth Operator, True Legend, and Too Friendly. And the main one of that lot that catches my eye would be the current favourite, Trooper Bizdy. He's a horse on a serious upward curve right now. Thought he won with any amount in hand at Pontefract last weekend. His trainer, Mark Prescott, he's got some decent stats in Newcastle in handicaps over 1 mile 2 or further with his Colts and Geldings. A 39% win strike rate, 61% win and place strike rate. That improves to a 44% win strike rate with the last time out winners. I also think the booking Holly Doyle for the first time, I think at least a smart move. Her record in Newcastle over 1 mile 4 or further at class 2 to class 5 level and on horses that start at 12 to 1 or less. That reads 10 winners and 13 placed from 26, or 13 win and place. 38% win strike rate, 50% win and place strike rate. So trainer and jockey positives for the 4-year-old. He is in form. He's highly progressive type. We already know he's got plenty enough stamina in the tank for a race like this. He's also drawn well in stall 10. He's the one that interests me the most in this, Trooper Bizdy. Bigger prices. I also like the other Prescott runner, True Legend. He steps up to 2 mile trip for the first time here. He's by Camelot. His Colts and Geldings have some decent stats at Newcastle over 1 mile 4 or further. 32% win strike rate, 41% win and place strike rate. True Legend, now he's relatively well fancied for the Melrose handicap at York last season. faded out of that in the final furlong to finish 8th of 13. On the face of it, it was a pure effort, but I had a closer look at things, and he isn't the first Camelot kid to disappoint at York. Overall record of Camelot offspring at York is 2 wins, 10 placed from 52 starts, 4% strike rate, 66% below expectation. So I'm happy to forgive that poor effort in the Melrose last season. Comes into this off the back of a career best effort at Goodwood. He finished second in a Class 2 handicap, comfortably clear of the third. He looks overpriced here at around 12 to 1, 14 to 1 mark. So it would be the 2 Mark Prescott runners for me in the Northumberland plate, Trooper Bisdee and True Legend. Tony, what you got for the Pitman's Derby?
I have True Legend and Trooper Bisdee.
Oh, didn't even confer on it.
There you go. The three, I came down to 3 trainers actually, Ben. Hugo Palmer won the race with Caravan of Hope in 2020 and has saddled a further 3, Collide, Radzinski and Solent Getaway, to hit the frame in the last 4 years. So he likes a dart at this race, does Hugo Palmer. Solent Getaway takes his chance once again, along with the well-fancied Zoffy, which you've mentioned. Sir Mark Prescott has overseen 4 runners in the race since 2016. Moscato in 2016, Fly Me to the Stars a year later, and more recently Summer's Night in 2022, all finished in the first 5. Sir Mark currently has True Legend, as Ben has mentioned there, Pledge of Allegiance, and the Holly Doyle booked Trooper Bisdee in the race. I do like those 2, and we'll be playing them in some sort of way along with Brian Ellison, who has never won the Northumberland Plate, but has 2 live chances this weekend. Top weight Tash Khan and the November handicap winner, One Smooth Operator. As well documented, Brian was who has helped me out quite a few times. Also had a couple of shares in a couple of races with Brian as well, so I know Brian quite well. He's a lovely fella. He was born on Plate Day in 1952, and he's 72 today, actually, so happy birthday, Brian Ellison. And in 2016, of course, he came agonisingly close with Seymour, who looked home and hosed, only to be caught late on by Godolphin's Antiquarium. This year, he's got Tashkan, who is 3rd in the Cesarewitch, while One Smooth Operator already has 1 big handicap on the all-weather to his name after the November handicap was rerouted from Doncaster in 2023. Newcastle's Northumberland Plate offered 3:10 on Saturday. Trooper Bisdee, True Legend, One Smooth Operator, Tashkan, small each ways if you want or whatever, but I'll be playing in a very small combination forecast and tricast, I think, there as well. Possibly shoving Hugo's in there as well, possibly in the combination tricast. But there you go, that's excellent stuff there. So me and Ben agreeing on Trooper Bisdee and True Legend there. That must be a good sign.
Oh golly, what a boy! The great thing about loving football is you cannot explain why you love it. It just happens. Chasing a ball round a park, wanting one team to win against the other.
El Mahoney, right foot, whips it. Oh, jeez, he peeps, man.
Best jingle ever. All right, it is top, middle and bottom, Ben, and here we go, Ben. And have to ask you to keep it short, Ben, because we might be losing votes if we go over 20 minutes. We don't want to be doing that this week.
Yeah, last week, just the one win for you. You made the schoolboy error of trusting Scotland to get your result. Never do that, Tony.
-4. Keep the faith.
No. -4 for you. Taking your total to -8, but
yes,
still plenty of time. Still plenty of time. 2 results for me, though. I knew I could trust Scotland to blow it in style. 100th minute winner by Hungary got me a result on Sunday. A 98th minute equaliser for Italians, getting me the result on Monday. Jeezy Peeps giving me a +4 points profit, taking my total up to the lovely area of 0 points. Levels, you devils. We start again. This week, knockout stages of the Euros, we'll be making our Chipchase selections from the following. Top, one selection from Saturday. Middle, one selection from Sunday or Monday's games. And bottom, one selection from Tuesday's games. So my three this week: top, Saturday, Switzerland and Italy to draw at 2-1. Switzerland couldn't beat Scotland. Italy left it to the last minute to scramble through their group. 5 of the last 6 meetings between Switzerland and Italy have been draws. It's got draw and extra time written all over it. Switzerland and Italy to draw. Middle, Sunday, France to beat Belgium in 91-100. France like to start slow, so I'm not concerned about the group results. They'll pick it up now. It's knockout stages. Belgium, they're just playing slow altogether. Their fans have turned on them. Batman and Mbappe will rip them a new one here. So it's France for me in the middle. And at the bottom, Monday, Austria to beat Turkey 9-10.
Ralph
Austria,
Ball.
definite dark horses in the tournament. They've got all the right players, all the right places. They've only lost 2 of the last 19 games, so won 14 of them. They include a 6-1 humping of Turkey back in March. Turkey's discipline's been shocking. They picked up 15 bookings in the group stages, 11 of them in the final game alone. Their captain is star man Çalhanoğlu. He misses this match through suspension. So does their vice captain. It's only going one way, and it's a win for the Australians all the way. So top, middle, and bottom for me. Top, Switzerland, Italy, draw. Middle, France, win. Bottom, Austria, win. 20.
9-10 as well. 9-10.
It's a mental price.
Yeah.
It is Austria.
It's a Dumbarton and Stranraer price from all those years ago. We couldn't say getting beat. Very quick for me. We've got. I'm cheating, to be honest with you. Germany to beat Denmark. Maybe it's not. Spain to beat Georgia, and the big one here, Romania to beat Netherlands. So it's Germany to beat Denmark, Spain to beat Georgia, Romania to beat Netherlands. Ben, do you want a word about our nomination for the best racing podcast, which is the PodBlast?
Yeah, the nomination on the Smart Betting Club. There's still time for people to vote. I'll put the description in the I'll put the link in the description of this episode. So yeah, get voting, because we can't just have our family voting for us. We need our listeners, and we want to take the big guns down. We want to beat the Betfairs and that of this world. So head to the link for the Smart Betting Club Awards. Vote for the Racing PodBlast, and if you do, we will keep Jeezy peeping for another year.
Thank you very much. Yeah, and appreciate it if you vote for us. It'd be fantastic. It's great to be nominated, but now we're getting the taste for it now, and we would like your votes as well. So that'd be great stuff. And if you fancy having a bit of a dance around after you voted for us, then you can listen to the Groove Express on Heritage Chart Radio. Mike Reed's Heritage Chart Radio. Every Friday between 1900 hours and 2100 hours. Choo. You can catch more from...
Is Mike Reed vote for us?
I haven't asked him yet, actually. Yes, I will. Yeah. I will. Yeah. I'll have a word with the big man. I'm sure he'll help us out. You can catch more from Ben over on nowinthefield.co.uk, and he has a fantastic Ascot review there as well. Have you got that free, Ben, or is that just members?
No, it's free.
Free.
You can have a read.
Yeah.
Head along to the blog.
Yeah, get over to nowinthefield.co.uk. Excellent, brilliant. I know he's my pal, but it is a brilliant review of Ascot. Big thanks for listening and voting. Have a great weekend, everybody. We'll see you next week. Cheers, Ben.
Just on it.